Hello everybody, it is Crystal. So today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the gingham stitch. Now, I think the gingham stitch is beautiful. I do. And there's so many variations of it. Am I good at it? No, I'm not. I mean, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. It's just, I think I mentioned it multiple times throughout the video because I've already recorded the video. This is just the intro I'm doing. I am no good at carrying yarn. You always see it every time I carry it. I don't know. I mean, I think it's the yarns I chose. No, it's not. It's me. No, but we're going to do the gingham stitch today. So it's not hard. All it is single crochet rows. Like I said, it's not hard at all. It's just you got to carry yarn back and forth, and that's it. It's just single crochet rows. Easy peasy. Takes 3 colors. Use any colors that you like. And I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay? It's super simple. Make anything you want to make out of it. It makes outstandingly beautiful blankets, scarves, tops. I'm showing you, like I said, there's multiple variations. I'm showing you a 5 single crochet block gingham. Alright. There's many different styles, but yeah, it's one side. I got so many tails from carrying my yarn and whatnot. It's embarrassing, but hey, it turned out okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give mine a 5. I'm not liking the yarn that I could see through, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, the yarn that I used for that particular tutorial, I cannot tell you what it is because it's scrap yarn and they have no labels. But I can tell you that it is 100% acrylic 4-weight yarn. I do believe that this is Joann's Big Twist. I believe that this is Joann's Big Twist. And I believe that this is Red Heart Super Saver. But whether I'm right or wrong, those are the colors that I used, and I am 100% certain that they are all 4-weight acrylic yarns. The brands, that was a guess. I'm not certain. But now, generally when you use a gingham pattern, you don't have to. You do anything you want. But usually there's a light, a medium, and a dark. Alright? And then we'll talk about that in the video. And then I'm using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now, your hook size will depend on what you're making and what yarn you use. You can use any yarn that you want, any colors that you want, whatever hook size you want. Make whatever you want, alright? Remember, whatever you want to do with it. I'm just showing you how to make the stitch, alright? Here we go. Let's do it. Alright, so why don't we want to talk about the gingham pattern real quick. Now, it can be done so many different ways. It really depends on how big or small you want your squares to be. Some people do big gingham squares and some people do small. So chain multiples are going to be different depending on how big you want your squares to be. I'm going to do my squares 5 single crochets across and 5 rows of single crochet. So of course my multiple is going to be 5. Plus 1, because I got to add 1 more to the base chain because it is set on a row of single crochet. So for this particular tutorial, I'm just going to give you the gist of the gingham, and you can make your squares as big as you want, you know what I mean? They just need to be, if you want them bigger, you could do a multiple of 10 plus 1, and that means you would have to do 10 single crochets and 10 rows of the single crochets to make it square, But following along with me, I'm doing mine multiple of 5 plus 1. Another thing I like to do when it comes to the gingham stitch, it's weird. It's part of my color control problem. When I start, say I start with one color, I want it to end in the same color. I want the same color block on both ends. And in order to do that, you got to do a little bit of math. So for this particular swatch here that I'm getting ready to do, my multiple of 5 that I just chained was 45. That means I'm going to have 9 squares of 5, because 9 times 5 is 45. So, which is an odd number, which means that I'm going to end both ends on the same color. I hope that makes sense. You don't have to do that, of course, but I'm weird and I like to do that. So, anyways, following along with me for this particular gingham stitch here, it's a multiple of 5 plus 1. All right, so I have chained 46 stitches here. Multiple of 5 is 45, plus 1 more is 46. And we're going to do row 1, and we are going to single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. One thing I do want to mention as well, you want to start your base chain with your lightest color. You don't have to do this, all right? You don't have to. But, it's you know, that's what I do. You want to, when you do a gingham, usually it's 3 coordinating colors, although mine don't really coordinate. But generally there is one color that is used more than the other 2. And that's usually the middle color. So usually you do a light color, a middle color, and a dark color. Usually the middle color is used more than the other 2. All right, so it'll be used every row, and the other ones will only be used every other row. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, you don't have to do it that way. I'm just saying. That's just all right. Single crochet for row 1. We want to single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. We don't count this one, so 1, 2, single crochet like that, and then we're going to work across the chain, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now don't clip your yarn, because with this pattern we got to carry it with us as we go, carrying our yarn. So I'm going to work this row 1 here, putting 1 single in every stitch, and when I get to the end I will have 45 stitches. Whatever your number is, it needs to be you know, 1 less than whatever your starting chain was. All right, like my starting chain was 46. I'm going to have 45 when I make it to the end. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, so I'm coming to the end of my row here. Now, I'm at my last stitch, and I'm going to change colors here at my last stitch. I'm going to bring in my medium colored, not the darkest, but the other one. You bring in whatever color you want, it doesn't matter. You do you, however you want. There are no rules when it comes to color, all right? All right, so here I am at my last stitch, all right? And just go into it like you're going to do a single crochet and pull. I'm pulling up my tan color. Now, instead of pulling the tan color through, I'm going to grab my color, next color that I'm going to be using, and pull it through. Now, I can't tie off the tan because I've got to carry it with me. But I am going to take the tail of the green and the tail of the tan and tie a little knot in it just to hold it in place. I can take it out later, you know, just so it don't slip away. All right. Now, I'm not going to say this isn't going to be a tangled mess. It's possible that it's going to be a tangled mess. With me, it's always a tangled mess. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This is actually a very easy stitch to do. All right, so now we're going to be working with the green, but we do have to carry the tan along with us because we have to switch it every 5 single crochets. So why don't we go ahead and just start, and we got the green, or I got my new color on my hook. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now you take your main color, your main tan here. Don't grab a tail. In fact, I'm going to cut those a little shorter, so since this is a stitch tutorial, so I don't accidentally grab them. All right, here's my main tan color, right? I'm going to pull it up like this real quick, just one time. Just pull it up here. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to hold it here. And when I do my first single crochet, I'm going to make sure that I get it underneath. All right, so first stitch, you go into it. We're just single crocheting, but you got to make sure that you grab that tan. I'm calling it tan, but you grab your first color and you're not pulling it through, you're pulling the green through. But it has to be on your, it has to be there so you can carry it along. Okay, so it's on top of my hook, see it? But I'm single crocheting the green around it. See that? There we go. The first part's always the hardest. I promise it's not hard after this. Okay? And we want to do 5 single crochets, and you have to carry this tan along with you. So there's 1. See my tan? So it's on top of my hook. I'm carrying it with me, but I'm crocheting with the green. There's 2. Three. There's 4. Now we got to change colors on the 5th one, okay? So we're going to go in, we're going to do a single crochet, and we're going to draw up a loop. Drop. I'm dropping my green. I'm going to grab my tan that I carried with me, and I'm going to pull it through. All right. Now I got to carry my green along with me so I can change colors after 5 single crochets of tan. So I'm going to go into the next stitch, making sure that green is on top. See that? Pull it a little tight there. There's 1. Gotta make sure it looks okay on the other side. Yep. Gotta do 5 of them. Carry that with you though, okay? 2. 3. 4. And then we have to change colors on the 5th one, all right? The worst thing about carrying this yarn is you want it to be, you want your under yarn to be tight so you can't see it that well on the other side, but you don't want it too tight because then it buckles your work. It's aggravating, but you get through it. All right, so we done 1, 2, 3, 4. We always switch colors on the 5th one for this particular gingham design that I'm doing here. So go in. I'm going around that green still, and I'm pulling up my tan. This is my 5th single crochet, dropping that tan and pulling my green through. So that made the 5th single crochet of the tan, and now my green is on the hook, ready to roll with 5 single crochets. But we got to carry our tan with us again. All right, so we go to the next stitch, make sure that tan's on top of your hook, and 5 single crochets of the green. Switching on the 5th single crochet, we switch colors. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4. Now we gotta switch colors again. Always look back and make sure everything's kosher. Never is, but I do it. I just do what I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switching colors on the 5th one. So again, go in on your 5th one. Time to switch colors. Make sure your tan is still underneath or on top of your hook. Pull. I'm pulling my green yarn up, dropping it, picking up my tan, and I'm pulling it through. That did my 5th green single crochet, and it got me set up to start with my tan color. All right, now I'm going to do 5 tans, switching on the 5th one. So I go to the next one, make sure that green is on top of your hook, pull that through, and there's your first one. Okay, and this is what we're going to do until we get to the end. just groups of 5. All right, switching on that 5th one. All right, I'll meet back up with you in a second when we get to the end. So you do 5, just 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Switching colors, carrying your yarn along, trying to do it. When it comes to the gingham, I kind of try to go as slow as possible and as neat as possible because I'm not really good at carrying yarn. It always looks funky for me. But all right, I've made it to the end. If your piece is twisty, that's okay. So now we have to do 5 rows just like this. So we have 5 rows of 5 single crochets, so it'll make a block. So you don't need to switch colors here. We just got to do 5 single crochets on top of the same color on top of this, but you still got to carry that yarn with you. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. I'm going to bring it up like that. He's going to come along so he can enjoy the ride. All right. So 5 single crochets again. On top we're going to do green on green and tan on tan. I'm sorry, I'm just using the colors, saying the color names that I'm using, whatever colors that you're using. 5 single crochets. Always changing colors on the 5th one, and make sure you carry your other yarn with you. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, switch colors on this 5th one. There it is. Now we're going to carry our green and do our 5 tan. Make sure that green is there. Come along for the ride. 1, 2, and 3. And sometimes you won't even be able to see the yarn that you carried. It really just depends on the colors. There's 4. Okay, I got 1 more tan. I'm going to switch colors on this one. It's always hardest to get that color that you carried. Alright, pull it through and drop that. Grab my green. That finishes out that 5th one, and then we can start again. Now, and then we're going to do 5 of the green, carrying our tan with us. Now we're going to continue doing this, repeating what we're doing right now, just for 5 rows of single crochet. We're on number 2 right now, and then after that we're going to do color switch up. It's the same thing that we're going to do the same thing, but with just, we're going to take out the tan and add a different color. Or you take out whatever color you want and add a different color. But as you can see, it's really easy. It's just sometimes it's time consuming. Sometimes it's annoying. I'm going to just say a lot of the times it's annoying. Because like I said, I'm not a fan of carrying color. I do it, but am I a fan? Heck no. Alright, I'm going to switch colors on this 5th one here. Still carrying my tan with me. I split that one. Sorry. I don't want to split it. Alright, coming up. Here we are. At the 5th one. Just going to change colors like normal. Like that. Now I'm going to keep my green on. Start with my 5. Tan. 1, 2. So I'm going to do this till I get to the end of the row. When I make it to the end, I'm going to chain, turn, do it again. I'm going to do it till I have 5 rows of green and 5 rows of tan. So I'll have 5 of 5. All right, that's what you want to do. And then that's where I'll meet back up with you, and we'll switch colors. So we're on row 2 right now. Well, we're on row 2 of our block of 5 that we have to do. All right. All right. I'll see you after I've done 5. Don't count this base row, right? So we've done 2 rows of our blocks of 5 that we have to do. All right. I'm gonna do finish this one out and do 3 more, and then I'll meet back up with you. All right. So I've done 5 rows. Time to change colors. Okay, so I am going to keep my middle color, the medium green here, on, and I'm going to clip off my tan, my lightest color, and I'm going to bring in my darkest color now. Well, like I said, you do yours however you want. Typically, though, ginghams, when you work on the middle color, is used the entire time, and the dark and light are alternated every other row. But like I said, there are no rules. You do what you do. All right, I'm gonna bring in my dark here. So I clipped that tan because I'm sick of it. It's tingling everything up. And all right, oh, got 1 stitch here left. Sorry. Oh, got 1 stitch left because I'm going to go ahead and on this last stitch, I'm going to bring in my new color. What was I working here? Wearing green? I don't even know what's going on in here. Okay. My last single crochet. Bring in my new color, which is dark. Pull it through like that. So I'm going to take the tail of my dark color and the tail of that light color. I'm going to tie them in a little knot here. Don't worry, later on I'll undo them and sew them in the proper way. But for now, that's how they are. Alright, so this time around, we have to do the dark green, 5 rows of 5 single crochet on top of the dark green, and then 5 rows of 5 single crochet of the medium green on top of the tan from the row before. So, all right, so technically, if you're counting that very first base row, we're getting ready to start row 7. All right, let's not count that. We'll just say that's a base row. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of the single crochet. So we're getting ready to start 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 5 rows of these 2 colors. I'm doing the darkest color and the medium color now. It's done the same way. All right. So I'm gonna chain 1. I'm gonna turn. And I gotta carry medium green here with me. Goodness gracious. All right. Don't worry. I'll try to fix up the ends. I'll try. All right. So I'm gonna bring my medium green up here, and I'm gonna do my 5 rows of the darker color. But I got to carry the medium with me. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you get to your 5th one, I give that little tug right there, the one that we were carrying, and pull it through like that. Pull down that one a bit. Start again. Now we're going to carry the dark for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on that 5th one we switch colors. I'm going to give that a little tug. Hey, if you guys know a way how to prevent the yarn from bleeding through, I'd love to know your thoughts. That's why I typically don't do the gingham. I don't like yarn bleeding through. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. There's that. So I'm doing this the same way that we just did the other rows. So every row is the same. It's just, you know, switching to different colors. It's 5 rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switching here, I'm going to give that a little tug there, the one we were carrying, and then I'm switching it up. Here we go, 5 rows of the next, carrying my dark color. And this is what I'm going to continue to do. So after I finish the 5 rows of the dark, I'm just going to repeat this row, restart down here and repeat. That's what it is. Repeating these 5, and then you do 5 rows of the dark, and then you switch back and repeat. All right. But let me go ahead and finish these 5 rows of the dark in the medium. We're doing it just like we just did. I'm on row 1 of the dark and the medium color. Remember, it's the exact same as the previous 5. Nothing different. I just switched from tan to dark. And I'll see you at the end of those 5 rows of single crochet. Okay, I went ahead and did some rows. So all you do is you just keep repeating. So we did the first base row, correct? And then you do the 5 of your medium color and your light color. 5 rows of 5. And then you start with the dark color and do the medium color next, so it's not on top of each other. And you do 5 rows of the 5, and then you start back down here again. So basically you're repeating these 2 sets of 5 rows. See that they're the same. So green, tan, and then I did dark green, green, and then it went to green, tan, dark green, 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 tan, and you continue that for however long you want it to be. And a finishing row that I would probably suggest is just whatever color you use at the bottom. Do a finishing row, single crochet at the top. And then if you want to put a border on it, I would do like even out the rows here from changing colors and whatnot. Even out the rows with a row of single crochet all around it, you know, put like 3 in the corners, and then you could put you'd have a nice clean base for a border if you wanted to do that. But if you did want to keep it nice and clean, I would still go around it with 1 row of single crochet to clean up those edges. But that's it. It's just that, you know, it's a 10 row repeat, but it's just single crochet rows, and you're just switching colors every 5 single crochets. It's not hard at all. And remember the light, the medium, the dark, you don't have to do it that way. You do it any way you want. But generally it's the medium that you use every row. And then that's the light and the dark that get changed every time. But you know what? Like I said, there are no rules. Creativity has no rules. You do it your way. I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial, and I'm certain that yours will look 100% better than mine. Because when it comes to carrying colors, I suck. But I sure hope that you were able to learn how to do it. So if you make this or something with it, show me on Facebook, because I want to see yours. Because I know it's going to look a heck of a lot better than this one. Here's the other side. They look the same. So that's it. I'll see you guys on my next one. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, alright? I'll see you guys on my next one, okay? Take care. Bye, guys.